world is currently 1.2 degrees warmer than it was in 1860. One of the big contributors to this is agriculture. It's estimated that up to 0.3 degrees of warming has resulted from soil degradation alone. If we could reverse this, it would be the equivalent of putting 1/4 of all fossil fuels ever burnt back into the ground. A company based in New Zealand has found an innovative new way of taking carbon out of the atmosphere and locking it into the soil.
The carbon credit industry is valued at almost $1 trillion. We've developed a host of sustainable inputs, management systems, and proprietary products for farmland carbon drawdown. The aim is to restore the balance of biodiversity and reduce greenhouse gas emissions, all while tapping into the lucrative carbon credit market. Soil is like a sponge, soaking up carbon via plants from the atmosphere. When you squeeze that sponge through intensive agriculture, the carbon gets squeezed out of it. Our methods can take that squeeze off these carbon sponges. If every year we replace just 1% of the carbon content that agriculture has stripped out from our soils, it would have the same impact as grounding all flights indefinitely, or taking every car in the world off the road. From the results we've seen in New Zealand, our technology can increase soil carbon content at over twice that rate.
We have to get others in the powers that be, the government, to recognise that all the land we stand on is a huge carbon sink that's available for this nation.
Our approach to carbon drawdown involves introducing biodiversity. By using seeds, biological fertilisers and modern technology, we can monitor and verify soil carbon stores. By getting more carbon back into the soil, we can increase crop yields, protect from severe weather events, uplift rural communities, and ensure food security.
So once you start building carbon in your soils, you've got diverse species, your cows perform better, you're not leaching into the environment as much. There's clean water leaving this property whenever it rains. I was probably lucky to find a worm on my property before, but you've got all of that worm life in there. There's a couple of worms there. It's gone from a grey colour to a darker, richer colour. Our property just hangs on a hell of a lot longer now. It's more resilient to weather extremes. We just stay greener a lot longer, and when we come out of a drought, we're 2 weeks ahead of everyone else.
We've been dairy farmers this is our 10th season. I was 69 when I converted a runoff that we had into a dairy farm. And ever since then, I don't think I've had a day off, very little. I love it. We planted the first lot of the reboot in a drought, and it just grew. With this stuff, the reboot and the 20 seed variety, we put hardly any fert on it compared to what we've got to put on that rubbish to get it to grow. This place, when we bought it, I couldn't find a worm on it. Now there's plenty of worms in it. I think it's eventually going to come in everywhere.
After going farming and working for these millionaire farmers, and they pump on the fert, so I went home and said to her, "Mum, you're doing it bloody wrong, mate. These white farmers use the stuff because fertiliser. Why don't we try that stuff?" The paddocks were probably losing a bit of oomph and a bit of life. It felt dead. So it just took me back to the old ladies' practices. We're gone, not fully away, but we're minimising our nitrogen use. First year into this biodynamic style of farming, we dropped our nitrogen use by 90%. And we grew just as much, if not the same, as our previous years, as according to production. I believe that if you can draw down carbon, to me carbon's energy, which the plant will take up, so it's free fertiliser, really.
We're a dairy farmer in Canterbury Plains on the bank of the Selwyn River. We milk 1,800 cows with a split calving. So our policy has changed from applying nitrogen to grow grass to feeding the soil biome to support grass growth. It's a massive shift in thinking.
The healthier the soil, the healthier the food and the people that eat it. We recognise the ground beneath us is more than just dirt. It's an opportunity to tap into the incredible potential of our soil as a carbon sink. In doing that, we're not just aiding our planet, but creating a more profitable and sustainable model for the future of agriculture. We're on a mission to drive social and environmental changes in rural communities and food production. We have a global team of agricultural experts, and with the right financial support, we can deploy this model at a scale that can really make a difference to the planet and to future generations.